Hello, hello. Great to see you here. Just jumping in today to let you know about our new group. So the Culture Tribe group, which is open and taking membership, is our free closed group where we're sharing tips, ideas, tools, and we're going to be posting video lessons and doing other exciting things. Lots of great offers and free stuff coming your way. So we're just inviting all of the members of our community to join us over there in that group. It's a place where we're going to be talking about, you know, our wins, our losses. We're going to be celebrating. We're going to be sharing what works to build culture, and we're going to be generally working together on building better culture. The other thing I want to let you know about really briefly is that the Courageous Corporate Conversations program kicks off today. So love to see you over there in that group, and we'll post the link for Culture Tribe here as a pinned post, and also for Courageous Corporate Conversations. So I just want to take a moment to talk about the avoidance trap, right? Because a lot of the time what we're seeing in organizations is that people are really struggling to deal with those difficult personalities. They're struggling to have the difficult conversations that are going to make the difference. And so I just want to share with you a little from my observation about the impacts of avoidance. So there's, you know, some really valid reasons why we avoid having those difficult conversations. And could be that we have negative past experiences with those kinds of conversations. Could be that we're just not sure where to start, or we're fearful of the outcome. We might be worried that we're going to make a bad situation worse. That's really common, especially for managers. Maybe we have something like that going on at home or in our family, extended family environment, or we have in the past. Maybe we've never seen a conversation to resolve conflict or a conversation with difficult personalities go well, and so we're concerned that this will be like everything else. Or maybe, and this is very, very common, maybe we're just applying a strategy of hope. So maybe we're hoping if I avoid it for long enough, it'll just go away. I'm here to tell you that it most likely won't. Some conflict in workplaces will organically resolve naturally, and sometimes we see a dynamic shift that sort of takes over and creates the change that's required. Sometimes people just move out of the organization, they self-select into another team or environment, but most often that doesn't happen. Most often, we need to actually develop those skills to be able to have difficult conversations. Now, some of the impacts of avoidance that I see really regularly, I just want to share with you, you know, what does that look like? What are the impacts of not having the conversation? Because I think often we avoid, we are quite impacted by our own avoidance, and we are reticent to acknowledge the impact of that avoidance. So, 4 core impacts that I see in organizations all the time. Number 1, walking around on eggshells. So when we don't have the conversations we need to have, deal with the difficult personalities, you know, confront those challenging circumstances or dynamics, we find ourselves walking around on eggshells, and that can lead to heightened kind of anxiety, and it exacerbates any cultural decline that we're seeing. And, you know, we talk about decline, but the trajectory for culture towards crisis point is actually like an upward trending arc. So if we just continue to avoid things, we see more and more of the side effects, and then eventually those little things turn into big things and we find ourselves at crisis point. Second thing is we're always avoiding the elephant in the room. Now, there's one thing to say about those elephants. Just because we avoid them does not mean that they don't go away. Avoiding our anxieties, avoiding the conversations we don't want to have, avoiding dealing with what's coming up within ourselves does not make it go away. It is still there, hovering in the background, and often, you know, sucking the time and life out of us, and still waiting for us, right, at the end of all that. Third impact is time wastage. We spend so much time in organizations thinking about, ruminating over, worrying about, talking about, and avoiding just having the conversations that need to be had. And if you take a little audit for yourself on the key challenge you're facing at the moment that you know you're avoiding, I'd love to see you just for a couple of days write down, you know, just keep a track of how much time you spend thinking about that issue. And sometimes we actually spend all this time creating strategies to help us avoid it when we could in fact just deal with it and it would be done. And the fourth thing is we are in this state of worry and waiting, right? So we're in this state of continual anxiety, that constant rumination where we're not really resolving the issue, but we're worried about what's going to happen and we're not really getting any real traction. So these are the 4 common impacts of avoidance. We're going to be working through those in the Culture Tribe later on today or tomorrow. So we'd love you to join us over there. It's a free group. And if you would like to start breaking through some of those barriers yourself and having those courageous corporate conversations, please do join us for our 4-week program. Starts today. 4 weeks, 4 lessons, and includes some coaching calls as well. And it's only $47, so it's very affordable. The ebook is available online now and the pre-work is up. So we'd love to see you in there. We'll pop the pinned links in below. And otherwise, I hope you're having a fantastic day and we look forward to seeing you over in the Culture Tribe soon. And remember, culture counts.